One Team Media.
We showed you what the GOAT was last year when we beat y'all 50-7.
Let's go! One team!
Relax, big boy.
Team One Podcast.
Team One Podcast?
One Team One Podcast?
Yeah, they did a good job.
Really good job.
Yeah. Why is he so fat?
One Team One Podcast. One Team One Podcast. One Team One Podcast.
One
Team One
team!
Podcast.
Welcome back to One Team One Podcast. Full house today.
Full house.
Everywhere you go.
Jude's in studio.
Yes, we got
About
Matt,
damn
Jack,
time.
Sam, the producer, Jude, the intern, is in the house, and he's dressed up for the occasion. Do we need to?
Twirl.
Yes. Do you
So
see?
the idea is I got business in the front, party in the back here.
You got to get down lower for that, Gene. There we
Lose
go.
the
Business in
twirl.
front, party in the back. And I got business in the front, and I got party in the back right there. So
Stop your ass again.
it was more of a thigh.
All right. Stop your thigh.
Something
again.
less would do.
Stop your ass.
Hot start to Judith's video.
Oh man, dude, I've been waiting for this one. So where have you been, Jude?
Where have I been? I've been tested in and out for different reasons. I thought I had a hernia, and then it turned out it was just like a pulled muscle or something.
But you've been in Alexandria.
Yeah, I've been there, and then I got held up because it was my dad's birthday. And it was-
God,
yeah,
the worst.
The worst.
Dude. I hate
It was
celebrating my
horrible.
family.
Fucking
It was his
bullshit,
birthday. It was my
dude.
godfather's birthday. It sucked.
He probably hates Simone Biles too, huh?
My dad,
Yeah,
I don't know. He used to be a Democrat, so who knows?
probably.
Nice.
Well, no.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. I don't know if we would go along
Old
political
school
lines
Democrats,
here.
you never know.
Yeah,
you
you
never
don't
know
know.
where they lean.
You don't
We
know.
do love birthdays. Oops, sorry. We love birthdays, though, right? I
Yes.
mean, birthdays are great.
Big birthday guy.
Yeah,
Big birthday guy.
Shout out to
guy.
Coach O. Huh?
20,
Yesterday.
21st is coming up. For me.
60 years old.
60. Big 60.
I mean, is he one of the best 60-year-old guys you've ever seen in your life?
One of the best.
Coach
60
K?
like best looking? What
Or
do you
like in
mean?
shape and like
Coach K?
I wouldn't say it.
No.
I wouldn't say that.
Does he dye hair?
Who?
Coach O.
Coach
He's
O.
60.
Does Coach O dye his hair?
Does
Is it-
Coach O dye hair?
I don't
Probably.
think so.
No,
I know.
I'd say
I know
probably.
Nicholas does. He has to.
I think Nick has a toupee.
No.
No, the guy's Nick Saban's gray and balding, guys.
Yeah.
But he's
Gray and
70,
balding.
He has to.
He's not
dye.
gray.
He's not balding.
Yes,
Is
he
he
is.
balding?
Yes, Saban is definitely balding.
Show me a picture of him balding.
Les
Look,
Miles.
You got a phone.
Les
Oh, yeah,
Miles
that's
is straight up dyeing his hair.
Yeah.
No
He-
doubt
he did-
dyeing
he
his
did
hair.
when
You said
was
Les
here.
Miles?
Yes. It's like black now. Like it's shoe polish.
It's like when Creed comes in.
Yeah,
I'll be
exactly.
What's up,
35
dude?
tomorrow.
What's up, dudes?
What are we? Episode 86?
83.
83?
Russell Gage.
Traven Durrell.
Oh, that's a good one.
what
It's my
comes
favorite.
to mind.
That's a good one.
I can't think of
You remember we were at Traven Durrell's first big moment was
Yeah, the Arkansas
against
game.
Arkansas. We were there.
Anthony Jennings. That's when we were like, oh,
Yeah.
Anthony Jennings is going to take this team over next
Yeah.
year. He's got so much energy to the table. He brings it.
I mean, he had that 97-yard drive to
Dude.
win it.
What a
It
terrible,
was crazy.
terrible quarterback situation we were in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What-
episode 83.
How good would Anthony Jennings have been though if he had Joe Brady?
I don't know. I don't think he was.
That's a wormhole.
I think he was so limited, and we were at that point recruiting limited quarterbacks that had 4-star ratings.
I can't believe Matt just said Coach O's the best looking 60-year-old. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of.
I meant
that's
like
pretty biased.
That's pretty crazy.
He looks
like,
good for 60. Sure, the guy walks a lot. His
Dude,
skin
like,
probably
his
not great.
skin is leather.
Yeah.
He's like a fucking cow.
Is he gonna have melanoma one day?
I'm not going to put that evil on him.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Coach O's
He is
friends-
definitely not. Doing like,
He looks like a tank.
but he's not doing like SPF or anything like that on his
No.
body.
No, he looks like he never has.
No. I just worry about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially on the levee.
Sure.
Any thoughts, Jude?
I mean, so I've been to the.
What's your
I've-
favorite SPF?
SPF. Well, I'm part Syrian, so I got more melanin than the average Caucasian.
You're part Syrian.
My mother's
The terrorist side, or the
they left before the Islamic kind of revolution in that country, like
Okay.
my ancestors. So,
You
but
got any
I have
favorites?
more. That's why I'm a little bit more tan than most people.
Do you have any favorite Syrians?
Syrians, the guy that dog killed, just because the dog killed him.
any favorite bombings?
Bombings.
Yes.
Wow.
Top
Wow.
Taking
10.
a strong
Top
turn.
10, have it ready for us
Top
tomorrow.
10. I'll get
Yeah,
my
we've been
top
doing our
10.
top 10 list. We'll have that ready.
The Tomahawk one.
Yeah.
Where they were like,
Okay. All right, we've derailed.
Why did y'all
already.
do that to him?
I don't know.
Why did y'all put him in that?
I'm an intern.
Hey, look,
That was a word.
Sam, he absolutely thrives in this
He
environment.
loves it. Yeah. Okay, so not a lot to talk about tonight, but we were just talking about it before we came on about the cease and desist that Big 12 sent ESPN, and it's on the heels of the Texas OU leaving and going to the SEC, and it had to do with ESPN is now basically poaching other schools in the Big 12 to leave the Big 12 in order for the Big 12 to implode, and then ESPN would be now they would be able to back out of all these contracts that they had with the Big 12 and with the Longhorn Network, and they wouldn't owe that money, and then Texas and OU could just start
immediately
quicker. Yeah.
Right.
They were saying 2025, but I know they wanted to get out, and 2022 is, I'm sure they're what they're eyeing, right?
That's what they're gunning for sure.
Absolutely.
Right.
If I could make a, I'm a business student.
You look like a business student.
Yeah, I know I do, but if I could make a guess, it'd probably be 2024, just because you can save money on 1 year of payments to the Big 12, even if if best case scenario it dissolves before then.
Right.
So
yeah, and I think it will dissolve before
they'll
then.
have enough money not to wait for 1 more year.
I mean, we had already heard that Kansas and Iowa State have already been in contact with the Big Ten.
Kansas football. This makes me laugh.
Oh,
Just the thought
no,
of Kansas. I won
it's-
so much money last year betting against Kansas. I literally bet against them
I
every
did that
game.
a couple of years ago. I bet
They were
every game was against Kansas, and every game was against Rutgers, and I won tons of money that year.
That's huge.
If you're the Big Ten, do you want Kansas? I hate to get it off on where we're.
You
This
want
is
them for basketball?
Well,
Basketball,
wait,
basketball.
yeah, for basketball, yes.
Yeah.
Basketball.
Now,
yeah, true.
the Big Ten already has Rutgers. So do you think they really care if they're adding another team that's bad? Like, I think that the Big Ten probably doesn't really care as much as the SEC would.
I'm
as
a
far
Greg
as like,
Schiano believer, so
well, they had him before Greg Schiano. I mean, they had an 0-12 football team.
Well, pre
No,
and
no.
post.
I
Pre
said
and
I'm a
post.
Greg Schiano
Schiano.
believer.
Right, I know, but
Their Rutgers about to be premier college football team.
yeah, but they didn't have when they were in the Big Ten. They didn't have Greg Schiano.
No.
Okay.
Who cares
No,
about
no,
the
no.
Big Ten and Kansas
Why are
and
we
Rutgers
going on about
forward? No, who
Rutgers?
cares? Who cares?
One
No, they
team,
have
one
Greg Schiano
Kansas.
now.
I know they do. I get it. But I'm just saying they were terrible before all that, and the Big Ten didn't care.
Right. Okay.
So now they're going to take Kansas on, knowing
But
that they
that
get
was-
a basketball school.
Okay, this is an interesting point though. They added Rutgers because they wanted the New Jersey and New York market, right? was
Yeah,
part- that was
right.
part of
I'm
it.
sure. Yeah.
And does that really matter as much now?
I don't think it
It
does.
never in
you know
college.
now that cable is just not.
Well, like
like a
at
huge
us,
thing anymore.
SEC adding Missouri, like they wanted a St. Louis market. Does that really matter at all?
Right.
Like
Not anymore.
the SEC on CBS is national.
Uh-huh.
Like it goes out nationally. The SEC is so big. Like adding a Texas and an OU, like we don't give a shit about Norman Market or anything like that,
No.
or Oklahoma City or anything like that. We don't really care. It's about just having dominant teams
Right.
in those.
Just having huge games weekly.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Texas OU is already a big enough game. Everybody tunes into that anyway, even though it's in the Big 12.
Right. And then that leads into the point of it also instantly solves the issue that we have with scheduling and with uneven divisions.
Our issues with scheduling.
I mean,
Because
sure,
we were one of the loudest ones arguing about it. Although
it's everyone's problem in terms of the cross division.
Dan Mullen was
Right.
saying how he didn't like it.
Right.
He didn't like the common opponent.
I completely agree.
Because he got burned.
But I'm glad.
Yeah, now all of a sudden he's not happy.
Right,
About it.
I completely agree with what Dan Mullen said, but I'm happy he said it before we did.
Yeah, because he looks like a big pussy now.
Yeah, he's a big bitch.
And
Coach O would
and
never
Coach
say
O would
that.
never say that.
Jack,
ever.
you literally said last week that you wanted to play Vanderbilt every week, and like
I do.
Vanderbilt, like and so.
But I'm not the
like,
head football coach of Florida, am I?
I don't know.
I mean,
No.
I don't. What did you say last week? I don't get it.
He said
That was a joke, but
he
That you
wanted
would like to play Vanderbilt every week.
he was
every
saying,
year.
but don't y'all? So y'all want to just skate to the SEC championship? And I
Right.
said, yes, I would. I would love that. That would be great.
Yeah,
yeah,
for once in our life.
kick
Right.
Alabama Auburn out of the West, and then therefore LSU is
Yeah, but
the
I mean,
the king
since-
in the.
Since then, I think is everyone in this room on board with the pod system? I mean,
Yeah.
Auburn maybe no, because y'all would be in a pod with
I'm
Alabama
sorry.
and Georgia, right?
No,
I
no,
wanna
it would
play
be
Alabama,
It would
Georgia.
it would be Bama, Georgia. I mean, sorry, Bama,
Auburn,
Tennessee, and Vandy.
You're right. You're right.
So yeah, I'm sure that Auburn would be happy with that.
Well, as an Auburn fan, I just want I want to play Georgia, I want to play LSU, I want to play Alabama. I don't care if those teams play each other. I don't care if I just want those 3 games locked into our schedule.
I
and
think
that's
if
it.
that was the case, you probably wouldn't play LSU every year.
If
I mean,
You would
that's
play
fine.
Georgia probably every year because I think that's a rivalry that they're going to try to set up and make sure that you're playing Georgia.
It would be nice not to have one of those games. And the Alabama game is.
Do you think they can set up in a pod system to have a set team that you play every year? How would that work?
In the other division, you can have one other
division.
in another pod. I mean, so you'd be playing your round robin pod. You would also be playing maybe one set of another pod. And then maybe a round every year you play a different pod, kind of like the
2
NFL,
pods on each
NFC,
side that match up.
The NFL.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Oh, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So I think you're going to end up with 9 opponents. So you're going to add an SEC game doing it this way. So it was 8, what we have now, and then you would go to 9.
Yeah.
So
Sure
you would have the ability to do an extra
Sure, you
team.
don't want to do 10.
I think no. I think that what we're going to end up at though is going to be 4 16-team power conferences.
There's no way there's 4 6 math. You can't do the math on that. I
Why?
mean, there's 4 times 16 is over
64.
40. Thank you.
It's 64.
So there's not
That's what we
64
want.
teams that can compete though.
Compete. There's going to be
There's
6. It's basically
65.
Power 5,
They'll be
There's
the bottom
65
feeders.
teams if you include Notre Dame in the Power 5.
which one of
then
these teams could
can-
be on the outs. Now, or a couple of them actually.
And this is a football only thing. So you can kick out your Kansases and your Oregon States, and you can throw in Cincinnati and UCF.
Well, I don't think that's going to
the
happen.
real good group of 5, and then the whole league is just full of pretty good football programs.
I would love to have relegations.
Ooh, relegation.
Yeah, I was thinking this earlier.
Ted
today.
Lasso in the house.
I've been getting into Premier League because of Ted Lasso.
Oh, I've been in
and
the
I would-
Premier
I would-
League.
Huh?
I've been in it. I've been into it for quite a while.
I think I'm a Liverpool guy.
I'm
not
a
sure
Chelsea
yet.
guy.
I'm a floater. Right
I'm
now.
surprised you're not Man U. So your dad was Man U.
Yeah, it's just not fair to be a Man U fan. I
Well,
don't know.
they're not
I
as
do
good
have-
as they used to be anyway.
Yeah,
You know who I
that's
like?
true. That's
You
true.
know who I like? No.
None.
No. Just no. It's like when people answer yes to a multiple choice question. No. I
All
don't
right,
like any.
shut up, Jude.
All right. So what were we saying? Relegation.
No,
Wait, okay,
we were
how-
64 teams in the.
Okay, but
Yes.
how would
In the
relegations
Power
work? I
Five.
actually want to talk about that because I was thinking the same thing earlier today.
I would say if you have
Like
This
32
is
team league?
really hypothetical
yeah,
because this
for
will
sure.
never happen.
This would be so cool, though.
It would be cool.
I would say if you have back-to-back bad years, say the LSU and Auburn are in this boat, you win a national championship and then you have a losing record. Just because you finish in the bottom tier doesn't mean you get relegated with that losing record.
Maybe
you
like
have
a-
some sort of
like a
amnesty.
Like a 5-year average.
Or like a
Yeah.
2-year average of
Right. If you
if you-
continually
if-
get your ass whooped,
if you're less than 2 wins or something like that, then you're
Okay.
going to get relegated down and they'll grab the next group up.
Sure.
But here's my thought on the 16 teams, 64 total is Notre Dame would go to the ACC.
Yeah.
and full-time football. I don't know how this would work for
Can they go to the
basketball and
Big Ten
baseball.
though? If we're gonna like,
I would love it, but that's just not going to happen.
Whenever
Apparently,
that-
they're
if
tied
we're-
with the
when that
ACC.
conversation happens, they'll go to the easiest one. That's how they played at the ACC.
easiest at the time.
Is when the Big Ten was easy, Notre Dame was in the Big Ten, and then Ohio State and Michigan got their legs under them. They're like, let's go to the ACC. That's what Notre Dame's going to do.
For the record,
cupcakes.
Michigan does not have their legs under them. Just want to clear that up.
That's true.
That
is
one
true.
year under Harbaugh, that's when
True,
when he
true.
got hired, they're like, maybe he's good.
So I would also see West Virginia when they leave the Big 12 going to the ACC. So that would be your 16th
Yeah,
team
they're
over
awesome.
at the
They're part of
ACC.
that.
How about this? How about the SEC just take Clemson and Florida State? Just like, or if we're,
So that would be
if we're going to do it,
so
we're
we
gonna
would
do it
have
big
18 teams.
and then
no,
Miami.
then
and-
you can kick out Missouri and Vanderbilt.
No, we got to
none
keep
of that's
Van-
happening.
We got to keep Van.
No, but
and
we're-
you have to keep
Matt,
Missouri too because of the GPA too.
We're
Thank you.
idealizing college football here.
No, but that's not happening. Here's what I want though. I want 16 teams across the board. So if you have obviously OU and Texas, we have 16 teams here. All the Big Ten they have 14. They need 2 more.
Cincinnati and Notre Dame.
Kansas and Iowa State go to the Big 12. Go to the Big 10. Sorry. So it's 16 teams in the Big 10.
Is Kansas staying in the
Where?
in the
Big 12?
This 64 team league?
Yes.
Is Kansas making the cut?
Kansas is making a cut because
Why?
I think eventually this is football, baseball, and basketball are all going to break away from the NCAA.
Whoa.
I don't
see
think the
that. I don't see that
NCAA
for
is going to
basketball.
be really a thing much longer.
I-
How is the NCAA
how is this-
where are they standing on?
How do
They're
they
just-
break away from the
I don't know what the
NCAA?
NCAA is
How do they
standing on,
break
actually.
away from the NCAA in just football? How can you just say, okay, football, we're not going to be a part of this, but baseball and basketball will still be a part of?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we make a
Your rules.
shitload of money in football, and you guys can't have it. But basketball and baseball, we need a little help.
This
That's
is
a
going to
good-
be
that's a
like
good point.
private and public breakaway for high school sports here. This is what that's going to be like. And what it'll end up happening is you have all these
Shit.
super conferences and they just break away from the NCAA and they play each other. And so
Right.
your non-conference games are going to be like against the Pac-12 or against the Big 12. It's not going to be Southeastern coming in here for a payday anymore.
Yeah.
Those games will be by the wayside,
And I'm
and
all
they're
for
going to play
that.
in their league. I think teams like you brought up a great point with like Cincinnati and things like
Thank you.
BYU will probably end up in like the Pac-12 or something like
They're
that.
not going to the Pac-12 because they're really remember when we were talking about conference realignment the last time, they thought they were going to the Pac-12 and they were going to make the 16.
Uh-huh.
They're not. It's because they're like a religious affiliated school. So
What about it?
they're one. So
Well, yeah.
No,
but
I get
why,
that.
Why does that mean that they can't go?
Pac-12
They just can't have sex on Saturdays.
No, the Pac-12
They do.
They said something like religious affiliated schools in their conference. I mean, they don't have any right now. Look at it.
The Pac-12 said that, really?
I'm pretty sure that was implied whenever they.
Love the West Coast, man.
Wow.
That is what I believe. Pretty sure.
Old man take of the week right here.
There you go.
No.
West Coast
No.
hates God.
I'm not.
Well, so I think J-Boy had posted something about the Big 12 and Pac-12 were going to merge, and that they were going to have you say no.
No, I was waving at the camera.
Oh,
I'm back on.
So
I thought I was on 4 and Jude was on 3.
yeah,
Jude's on 4. I'm on 3. So
Got it.
Yeah, that's
Got
been
it.
about
Now
15.
you can hear me.
we
That's
got
been
it.
about 20 minutes of that. Sorry, Jude.
So he was talking about a merger between the two conferences, and that
J Boy was.
yes,
Okay.
and it's something about he had a source that was telling him this that they weren't going to tell Kansas to come, and they also weren't going to tell Texas Tech to come. And
Why?
so Kansas, I assumed
What's wrong with
it was
Texas
because Kansas was going to go to the Big Ten. Texas Tech would be the school that, yeah, somebody's going to be left out, is what I think.
This idea of the Pac-12 and the Big 12 merging, like the thought that you need an insider to scheme that one up, like no shit. they're gonna merge. Like what?
Well-
yeah. What
well,
else
they're-
are gonna do? They
merge maybe, but it's more like
Pick and
this
choose.
conference is like dying by the wayside, and they're just taking the
They're
refugees.
Yeah.
scooping.
We're
right?
gonna rank and
Right,
yank. is the
Syrian
term.
refugees.
Yes,
we come
exactly
full circle.
Like,
man.
exactly like this.
Let's go.
No, y'all didn't learn about that in college. Rank and yank is like the CEO of General Electric would rank his employees, and if you were in like, it was relegation for like business, and he'd like kick. That's what they're gonna
Fuck
do
yeah.
with like the Big 12. Is
I'm a
like
big relegation guy now.
if you're like in the bottom, you have fun in the FCS.
Okay,
I did my numbers today. I'm right in the middle, just where I want to be. I'm one above average. That's actually literally where I graduated high school with my GPA. One
Nice.
above average. It's perfect.
Love to see it.
all right. So what else is going on with LSU? Coach O was at the
Rotary.
Rotary Club today.
Big time.
That was
Dude.
great. Did y'all hear it?
I heard the part where he said, "Hey, come pay our players." 'Cause
Yes.
them boys, the highly endowed schools are doing it, and we need some help.
He
Well-
said that some other schools are bragging about it. Taking a little.
Shot at
Well,
shot
ricochet
at
shot.
Saban there.
Uh-huh.
No way Bryce Young's getting $1 million. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
That's a recruiting pitch. He crushed it.
Just an Auburn.
yeah,
fan
that
over
is a recruiting pitch. That's exactly what he was trying to do.
No
was to
way
tell,
he's
like,
getting $1 million.
hey, you want to come play
How no
quarterback at Alabama
Why-
because they're
why-
going to make $1 million.
Wait, why no way?
I just don't want to believe it.
You don't want
he
to
did.
believe
He
it,
did
but
sign.
you do believe it, right?
He signed with CAA, which is
He's
like
the
a big
quarterback for Alabama.
fuck them.
I completely agree with you.
I don't give a damn.
I love the sentiment, but I mean, like, he's the quarterback for Alabama. He was the number one player out of high school. He's probably gonna be in New York at the end of this year.
You think so? So what is he, a sophomore this year?
Sophomore, yeah.
Or is he a freshman?
Oh, technically he's a freshman, right?
He's a
Yeah.
redshirt freshman or something?
No,
No,
he's true
COVID
freshman.
freshman?
He's a COVID,
COVID
freshman. There
freshman.
you go.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah. I forgot that's the term. COVID freshman. He's a COVID
Yeah, I
freshman.
know they're going to say that a lot.
Uh-huh.
We're just going to take some time to get used
There's
to
going to
this.
be
COVID sophomores.
How about COVID? Had a good run.
I'm excited to
I'm
start
COVID
talking
42.
There's also going to be COVID redshirt freshmen. Guys who redshirted in 19
Jesus.
had COVID 20.
And then
Now
we're
they're-
going to have COVID redshirt mental health freshmen because people are going to be taking off the season for mental health.
Blue
reasons.
shirt. Blue
Oh,
shirt.
jeez.
Gray shirt. What do we call those?
Was that a Simone Biles like jab?
We'll get there. We'll get there, folks. We'll get there.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Golly.
Stay tuned.
COVID virgins. I don't know if that's a
Virgins.
thing.
Yikes.
I'm just saying that.
COVID
I'm
babies.
still. Yeah, I'm one of those.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so the other parts of that Rotary Club meeting, yeah, not only the NIL, but he was talking about positions as
Right.
well. And one of the ones that I liked hearing about was that Major Burns could be your starting safety along
Yeah.
with Jay Ward. So Major Burns apparently coming in from Georgia is
Mhm.
kind of taking that role, and we needed safety help. And he was talking about Burns and Ward being your guys, and then Sage Ryan stepping up.
It's Derek Davis too.
Derek
stepping up.
Davis is right, and I
Uh-huh.
thought Derek Davis was gonna. Well, yeah, he was a safety coming out,
Yeah.
right? So
But do you remember seeing him in the spring game?
a little bit.
Dude,
not,
he looks like a linebacker.
he's huge guy.
Jacked. That dude's huge.
Is he gonna be like a LaRon Landry type, where you think he's just like?
Post football career.
Bro, the body type's actually not far off from LaRon Landry. I don't know how he is as a player, but the body
He's
type
got
is
to walk through the door sideways. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm too wide. I can't move my neck.
sure. Yeah.
He talked about the quarterback battle,
Right, he
and
said-
that's just, to me, it's a bunch of bull at this point.
Yeah, but he did give one interesting bit of information that they'll probably decide the starter 1 week before the UCLA game.
Yeah, I
which
could see that.
I
Well,
hate that.
well, I think they're.
Don't you
having-
hate that?
I
What
do, but I think they're having to because
Because of the stupid Miles Brennan shit?
Mhm.
What else
They
would
just
he
don't want
do?
Miles Brennan to transfer.
Dude, isn't that so lame?
That's the only reason why that's happening. Like, they just don't want Miles Brennan to transfer out. I mean, the longer you keep him, the longer that's it.
actually a good point, and that's another reason why you should think that this is going to be Max Johnson winning this job.
All
Are
right.
you guys
Because
gonna?
if it was Miles,
I'm looking at you, Jude.
don't you think if it was Miles though they would announce it now? What would be the? I mean, unless there's some sort of worry about Max transferring, but I wouldn't be worried about that.
No, because I think there's a competition.
Hmm. don't
Dude, I
know.
feel like that's like almost the most unlikely scenario.
I don't think there's a competition right now.
There's no way they've had these guys with them for over a year now. There's no way they don't know who's better.
I mean, Brennan hasn't
It's been
played.
stated.
Brennan's been hurt.
Huh?
Brennan's been hurt.
Not this offseason. He's been full go this whole offseason.
I mean, he was hurt at the end of the year, but like, no, I don't.
But
think
like
that's
since the
case.
start of spring, he's been 100%.
This quarterback competition has been brought to you by our main sponsors, which is Bank of England Mortgage. Patrick Michelson and Bank of England Mortgage, always helping us. And we, I talked to Patrick a little, couple of days ago, and we are, you're pointing at it. There you go. So we were trying to play golf, but reach out to Bank of England Mortgage about all your mortgage and refi needs. Been great supporters of our podcast, and they're the official audio sponsor of all of our podcasts. Also, River City's Total Maintenance, Lucas Ragusa. He is super busy right now. I'm gonna try to bring him on next week. I want to do a football preview show next week. We'll be right at 31 days until kickoff. So it's like literally a month until kickoff. So we'll bring him on. We can kind of talk a little bit about that and chop it up a little bit. Also, Relief Pools, Ben Landry at Relief Pools, super busy right now. I went and saw him at his new office on Essen Lane this past week. Dude, they're cranking him out. He's got like 10 to 12 pools in that he's working on currently. And he's just always going to keep like 10 to 12 at a time. So doing great work over there. And then last but not least, Fred's talked to Jason the other day. We're going to do some more t-shirt designs here soon with Fred's. And we need to, we have something with Bogies here soon. So we're going to try to do a high school show over either at Bogies or Curbside. And we have like Neil Weiner, a couple other guys that are going to be joining us, Chad Mahaffey. So we may do a high school preview show coming up in about a month.
Edward Bonine.
We won't get Bonine in.
Well, ask everybody.
We'll ask him.
Yeah, because of that walrus mustache. He looks like he could be on the Bear skit from Saturday Night Live, choking on a pork chop.
Yeah. All right. So,
well, those guys do good work. I mean, those guys are good people. You know, I hate to keep going on this, but like,
who
our sponsors?
All of our sponsors are great.
Yeah, they're great people. It's nothing like.
And then Bocock, I just talked to him the other day, and he was like, "Look, dude, guys, I'm loving y'all's content. What kind of cigars do your favorite? You got a Bocock shirt on right now. They're about to unleash their golf line. So he just went to the Las Vegas convention.
Shirt's getting a little tight.
I know. I told him, I said, I need an extra large. Like, I need an extra large.
Yeah,
large isn't working.
You hadn't played basketball in a while, Jack.
I need to play basketball. We're gonna play basketball and tennis here soon. So
tennis,
yeah. And I talked to Billy about playing.
Billy
tennis.
wants. What's up with the tennis?
I don't know.
Bro, tennis is a great activity.
I love playing tennis.
I enjoy playing tennis. I'm surprised everyone wants to play tennis now.
This is a great segue because
I've always wanted. Sorry, I always wanted to play with William. But he'll just kill you. He's a college tennis player. Like I can't.
Right.
I'll beat William tomorrow. William, if you're watching,
he's not watching.
Well, he's never going to hear this. That's basically why I'm challenging.
Does watch. He does watch.
Does he?
Oh, William, text us if I'll beat you tomorrow, William.
It's not live, so he's not going to text you right now.
Oh, that's right. It's not live.
When you see it, text him.
It's live.
I was about to ask.
It's live.
I was actually literally about to ask you to pull up the chat. There is no chat.
Yeah. So,
G's our chat.
This is a great segue. So we were talking about the Olympics are happening right now.
Yeah.
If any of you guys had 4 years to train to be an Olympic athlete, which sport would you excel at?
Are we doing
Summer Olympics only?
Summer Olympics only. I might have to look
curling would be the one that everybody would go for the
curling?
winter. Yeah, curling.
Which one is that again?
That's where they
I thought that's a Winter Olympic.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's if you choose
Olympic.
the Winter Olympics, everybody would choose curling.
Oh, okay.
We're not doing that. It's only summer
Missed
only.
the qualifier.
Okay, I'm gonna do.
So you have to say like 100-meter dash.
3-on-3 basketball.
3-on-3 basketball.
Yeah.
No way.
If you just
4 years to train that? Oh.
4 years? Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen these players that are playing 3-on-3 basketball?
Dude, they're
They're not that good.
Come
No,
on.
I don't watch
They're
3-on-3
not-
basketball.
They're not like.
I haven't seen any
insanely
men
good at
ones. I've
basketball.
only been seeing the women's 3-on-3.
They suck.
No, they're really good.
They
And
have
it's
a tall. They have a
nonstop.
tall girl. That's what they are.
It's nonstop though.
That
Yeah,
is
but it's
cool,
like for
yeah.
like 30 minutes.
This is like that's like one of my favorite new sports is
Oh, I hate
3-on-3 because
literally-
it's
I was watching the men's
nonstop.
one.
Like they just keep running back and forth and like it doesn't stop at all.
I was watching.
You're gonna
the-
get completely wiped.
I was watching the men's one, and it looks literally just like a Saturday morning pickup game.
No,
That's
no
what
way.
it looked like to me.
No way.
These dudes look terrible. Like they literally looked like you found them off the street. Let's go play Olympic basketball.
All right, move Pat. Whatever. 3-on-3, you're gonna be a liability out there. Like if you get matched up against a good team,
That's
like
true.
you're a
And
liability.
they're playing
5-on-5,
hard defense.
Okay,
you
Sam,
can't
go ahead and
hide.
tell me what Olympic sport you would not be a liability at. Go ahead.
I would do archery because if I spent 3-4 years practicing over and over again, I think I
you,
could get
you think
it.
you would be an Olympic
think I
archer?
No, I don't. I think I could dial it in if we're doing this. You're gonna say you're gonna play basketball, dude. Like you're not gonna grow in the next 5 years. Like I haven't watched
I mean,
a
I'm
3-on-3.
6. I'm not like short. I'm 6'3".
Yeah, you're a guard, maybe.
Yeah, I'm.
Hmm.
I'm like a
Okay.
1/2.
I'd be
bet-
center. I'd be center right now.
Nice.
On the
You just body them out. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be
Right.
like-
So
The
what?
big
Give me a
hustle guy.
sport.
You're
Give me a sport.
3-on-3. Yeah.
My sweet mother always told me I'd be good at shot put or like the hammer throw, so I guess I try to do that. If you look at me on the camera, folks, I'm
Take
built
Jude
like
off for 4 seconds.
I'm built like an offensive lineman. I'm built like one of those tweener offensive linemen. So
Yeah. You look like a
tight end offensive, like
A
you look
Dylan
like a-
Gordon.
You look
that's
like
who I
a
look
sturdy left guard.
Yeah,
He's a
Yeah.
pulling guard.
yeah. So
Look
that'd be
like,
like
a
shot,
Matt Anderson in the making.
That's right.
shot put.
You want to look at the wall? Look at the wall, buddy. That's me up there.
Class
All
80.
district bitch.
What,
80?
What class were you? 90 something.
96.
Class of 96. That was my heyday.
80s.
It's
I don't know.
it's not an insult. He's just bad at math.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know.
He's like old people are 80s.
I don't know.
All right. So my
Anything before
sport,
2000, I don't care.
my sport would be shooting.
Shooting. Okay.
Same thing.
Fuck, that's a good one.
Same take. That's it. We're on the same way.
I think those guns are so good that anybody could hit that bullseye.
Right?
How about
Give me 8 hours a day. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
That's a really good
I
point.
want to take my
Yeah.
back.
I could be a shooter.
Right. You don't have to do anything. Archery, same thing. You
And then-
have to pull back and shoot
you
it.
had-
I,
Sure, but-
give me something where I don't have to run.
If you
oh god.
if you hit a
Yeah.
bullseye, would you go active shooter in the building?
What kind of Syrian shit was that?
That's what I do when I play UREC at the when I play at the UREC courts. It's like me and my friends would be like
Oh.
active shooter in the building.
Wait, whenever you hit like a
No.
shot
Yeah.
and
No.
you go active shooter.
I never screamed it, but like I'd look at him, I'd be like, "Look at that, son."
I've got to get a video of that.
That's fantastic.
That's great.
Then I'd rip my shirt off, and I've had a fake bomb under me. No,
Oh, that's too far.
no, that didn't happen.
I think another one
That's too much Syrian for
that
me,
I
for
could
sure.
be okay at was the 8-man rowing team.
Oh, because you're just one of the 8.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be
No.
I'm not gonna be the coxswain.
Oh, but I can do that one.
But you have to be tiny, man.
I
These
told-
guys are like 5'4". Like those guys are tiny.
I told Summer that she could be the well, I didn't say the word to her,
Just trying to
but
help.
because she could shout at people. Like
Oh,
she's
yeah.
a great shouter.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Yeah.
elite.
Yeah.
Oh,
She could be an Olympic yeller. For sure.
Yeah.
No
Do they
doubt.
still do?
With no training.
do they
No.
still do walking?
The
Speed
walking
walks.
is
walking.
a sport.
I
Pretty
could
sure
if
that-
I trained
Oh,
walking,
I can do that.
If I trained walking for 4
That's
years.
a great-
The rule
great
is
call,
You
Jude.
can't like both feet have to be on the ground, at
I
the
can do
same,
that.
something like that.
Yeah,
No
your
doubt.
heels.
So,
You
like-
can't leave the ground, right?
right.
Yeah,
Correct.
so like you're hit. They're like they look like they're about to go get.
I'm
sail
surprised
at
we
JC
haven't
Penney.
seen a. I'm surprised we haven't seen a fat guy walker yet that just dominates that sport.
They don't walk very fast. I mean, they
Yeah,
don't.
but you could.
Heavier,
Yeah, but
tougher to
Just
move
walk.
the weight.
they'd smell like a piece of cannoli or something, and they'd be like, "All right, I'm out."
that's the Italian
Okay,
team.
Yeah, that's the Italian
Here's
team.
something.
The South Korean team would
I
be
think
like,
rice.
What's
I didn't
old
say
boy? What's the hot dog guy's name?
Oh,
Jaws Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut,
Joey Chestnut. I think he should try out to be an Olympian power walker,
a power walker.
so that way he can be like a goat in 2 things.
He
It-
could do that.
It would bring so much attention to the sport too.
It would. All
And
right.
he could do it at a high level.
All right.
Probably.
So let's get to a couple of our awards this week.
Well, I got one more.
Actually,
Water polo. I
I-
think I could do water polo.
No way you can do water
Team
polo.
sport, and I
Water
love
polo?
While Sam's at that, I could do the 100-meter hurdles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
like,
It's the
team
same thing.
sport.
There's no way that you could do water
team
polo.
sport. You sub in and out. Okay.
No.
I'm not going to let another man put his hands on me and dunk me under the water for very long, so I'm not going to drown. Like, I can do water polo.
No,
Put me in the back.
Have you
Put
ever
me-
seen those guys get out of the water?
Yeah, they're super tired, but they
No. I mean, like,
They're
jump
real.
out of the water while their feet are still, like, paddling.
Have you ever seen me swim?
You cannot jump your full body out of the water. Just,
Not James Harrison.
it's ridiculous.
You've never seen me swim.
I mean, no.
I love. I'm a
I'm like-
swimmer. I'm
no,
a
no.
swimmer. I'm not fast enough to do that, but I can do water polo. Like,
Those water polo guys are, like, some of the probably the most athletic guys ever.
There's
Wow,
a rule
thank
to
you,
how
Matt.
you
I
Some of the
appreciate
most
that.
athletic guys ever.
Huh?
wow,
Some of the most athletic guys ever.
Yes.
probably
You
better.
It takes a
Genuinely-
lot. It
You
takes a lot.
genuinely think that?
Are they in the deep end?
Yes.
Yeah,
My-
that's like
They can't touch the. I mean, they're not even close to the
Oh
floor.
wait, for real? I didn't know that.
Oh, dude, it's an Olympic pool. It's 12 feet
It's
deep.
the
You
deep end.
It's 12 feet.
They
I always assumed it
They
was
are
like, you know,
paddling underwater the entire
you have
time,
to tread water
I
the whole
always
time.
assumed it was
And
like 7.
and then
6.
they jump their bodies out of the water
Right.
to like throw and stuff
How's
like that.
possible?
They can do it.
Okay, yeah, no,
They-
Sam, you
it's
couldn't
They
not-
do
do
like
that.
the dolphin. Like,
Sam,
like
there's
the-
things-
Sorry, I got
Y'all-
so passionate about this, but
Sam,
that's
Y'all
fucking
actually
ridiculous.
make
Sam-
me mad.
Sam, honestly, you have no shot. That's-
Y'all make me mad.
just
Y'all have never seen me
outrageous.
swim. But I do have a quick water polo story.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
My dad played water polo at a small college in Arkansas called Hendrix College.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
it's orange.
I don't know.
I think
I
it's
don't-
orange. I knew. a
I
guy
don't
went
even
there.
know. His older brother played there. My dad came and played for like a year or something. Anyways, they went and played Texas A&M in water polo, and they are on this bus, and the cadets are outside shaking. This is probably in the 70s. They're outside shaking the water polo bus as they're pulling up my dad's team bus as they're pulling up, and he's the goalie, and they're just getting smoked. Right, they're getting crushed by A&M. And this guy throws or shoots it at the goal, hits my dad in the face. He gets knocked out, and like it's that's the end of
Holy
the day for him.
shit.
Yeah,
What's the goalie's name? On the Comedy Central video, it kept Scott Sterling. He was
Oh.
Scott Sterling. At the
Oh
bottom.
yeah.
Scott Sterling, and it keeps getting hit in the face. That's
That's another one. Is volleyball. There's no way that I could
no.
do that. You
No.
can't. I can't like beach volleyball. Oh my god. I'm just get tired just
the
watching.
sand's
that.
113 degrees too.
113
That's
degrees.
That's what it was today when I watched it.
Well, the weather. We were talking about that
What?
earlier. Mother Nature is a bitch right now.
BICTH.
Yeah, it's hot as all
I
get
keep
out.
getting these updates on my phone from the BR Proud app.
Nice.
Shout out.
Shameless plug. Excuse me. But it says heat advisory for your areas. I'm like, no shit. I know it's hot. Damn it! Don't tell me.
You don't
Yeah,
get to advise
right.
nobody.
Yeah, right.
So okay, I had one last Olympic point.
I want to hear it.
Well, we're
I-
gonna
I-
get to. We're
and
gonna
I-
stay on the Olympics for here in a little bit.
Okay. So there was I had this thought the other day. If you had to play for at least 25 minutes in the game, in every game, for the dream team, do you think that you would be such a liability? Like no training. Do you think you would be such a liability that the team would lose?
No way.
No,
No way.
Or do you think the team's still good enough to carry you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to play
Wait,
25 minutes.
But
Yeah.
we're in the 1992 Olympics.
Yes.
right. We're playing like Nigeria and Angola.
Yes.
I think it was the team.
Some of the Soviet satellites still hadn't dissolved yet. Like
yeah,
Czechoslovakia was a real thing.
you're right. So I thought you meant the actual satellites.
No, I mean
Oh,
like the
thought you
country,
meant
the
actual
country
satellites.
satellites, like
No,
that
I didn't know.
Moldova.
Angola was the team that Charles Barkley like elbowed in the chest, the guy
Mhm.
from Angola, and it was like an international like incident.
Right.
apparently.
But instead of Charles Barkley, you would have been the
But
guy
the-
in that
the-
situation.
Yeah, but the Dream Team beat every team by average of like.
well, who do
50
I
points.
replace? Who do we take off the starting five? Like, I mean, I got to take
Michael Jordan.
Like you can Sure. Yeah. You
No.
plug you in for MJ.
Yeah, that's fine. But like Charles, like I suck, dude. So like you got me. Like, hey man, I'm from Alabama too.
It's
War
got to be a
Eagle.
guard.
Yeah, but it's
Help
not
me.
even about that. It's like the team's just gonna attack you on defense.
Well, are they? Because they still have to get to the
Yes.
hole. I'm like, we switch. Like you play. There's
Basically,
like a
they're playing
rotation.
4-on-5. Like they'd be playing 4-on-5.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think I could get a couple points.
And then on offense, I'm like,
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
pass
like-
me the ball.
Look, if I'm wide open in the corner, I don't give a fuck. I'm shooting that bitch.
Don't pass it to me. Agreed. If I'm open, do not pass me the
I
ball
couldn't
because
do
I'm
that.
You really
shooting
don't
it.
want me to shoot?
Don't give me the ball.
Don't
I
fucking
could-
pass it over here.
I couldn't do that because I'm like,
I can see you
They're
talking
sh-
to MJ. Like, hey, MJ, I'm just telling you right now.
Listen,
You
bro.
throw it to me, I'm fucking shooting it.
I'm
bitch.
letting it fly.
Listen, it might not go
Space
in,
Ham sucked.
but I'm a. Fuck Don Cheadle. What are you saying, Jude?
I couldn't do it. I would. We'd lose the game because I'd be playing. Because
You think so?
I'm 5'6". Sorry,
the thing-
generous 5'7".
The thing is like,
We'll give you the 5.
if they get a bucket against you, say they get a bucket against you, right? It's just like, all right, here you go, Magic. Here you go, Michael. Like, you guys get, like, y'all match what they just did. Like, I'll be out of here. in
You'll
20
just be
minutes,
off to the
okay?
side.
All right.
And like that, I think the other team's going to realize that you're off to the side, and eventually they'll come collapse down on the other team, and then Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but on
Throws
defense,
you a pass.
On defense, that suck.
Yeah, defense.
Oh, I'm
that's the
fouling.
problem.
Oh, for
I'm fouling
sure.
I'm gonna foul out before I
Oh,
get
I'm ripping the
25
ball.
minutes.
Like no. I bet you anything I get a jump ball out of that bitch though. I will tie it up.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
a big Moxie guy.
Yeah,
right
what if
here.
we foul out? What if we foul out before a required 25 minutes?
That would be
Mm.
the best way to do it. Huh?
That
That's
would
a-
be.
That is a loophole.
I would
That is-
foul
I
the
didn't
shit
consider.
out of the smallest, the
Chuck-
number
hard
one guard.
fouls.
Big time.
Hard fouls.
Big time Moxie fouls.
Yeah.
Chuck Daly was their coach, right?
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Listen,
Oh, the Pistons
go,
coach.
yeah." He'd be like, "You don't have grit like my Pistons team."
Or like Mahorn. I need
Yeah,
you to
or
be like
I
Mahorn
need
and
Bill
Lambier out there.
Lambier.
You
Yeah,
could
I'd
be like
be-
a Lambier.
Yeah,
I'd be little Lambier.
Like,
yeah, I would
and then
be
just
wreck-
talk all kinds of shit because you know you got Magic
be
Johnson.
like,
and
"Hey, I
Larry Bird.
saw your country was
Charles Barkley,
impoverished
bro.
on CNN."
that
He'd
was your.
sit on Ed Goalie, be like, "Nice communist government you got there, pussy."
Jude's
All right.
teams would definitely
Jude's dream team shit talk is unmatched. Yeah.
win. I need to put it back.
All
I
right,
have-
yeah,
back.
can I get it back?
Oh,
Okay,
wrong
so
button. Wrong button.
let's
The awards here.
let's talk about. Speaking of the Olympics, we're gonna go to our Moxie of the Week award, which this week is the Australian swim coach. You didn't see this
Didn't
live,
see-
right?
I've seen
Did you
almost
see this?
no Olympics.
Not
Big
live.
time
I saw
Moxie guy.
afterwards.
Right. So I forget the swimmer's name. I think it was Titus is her last name. I forget her last
Yeah.
name.
Who
Okay.
cares?
She won a couple of gold medals, and the first one.
Oh, hold up. Titus, teammates or something like that. But she has been training to beat
Titus?
Katie Ledecky. Titus has been training to beat Katie Ledecky, one of the best American
Yeah.
swimmers.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And she's been training for 4
She-
years.
But it's
and,
like the 200, right? Like
it's a
she-
200-meter
They're
breaststroke.
back. They're back.
right.
So it's a big rivalry in their world. Like, I'm not-
Ledecky's like big as the 1500.
She
She's
did the thing
best.
from Rocky 4 where she's looking in the mirror and she grabs the picture and she crumbles it up and then she pulls her coach and she's like, "Ah!" That's what she did in Siberia, in Australia.
Right.
Siberia.
Okay, so I'm going to set up the scene because it really was like I was watching it. And it was like
Oh,
intense. I felt it. And this guy's the coach, and he's a big time Moxie guy.
Big time. So he like goes fucking bananas when
Do you
she
want to
wins.
demonstrate?
No. Like, well, he's humping the rail right here in the
I
picture.
can see that.
He
great
has
screenshot.
sex with the rail. The rails are pregnant now. He also had a mask on before this, and you see it in his hand right here. He has the mask in his right hand now.
Well, how dare he?
He threw his mask off. There is a Japanese
Was he
like
ejected?
no, but there's like a
should have been.
Japanese security lady that's right next to him who was like like freaking out.
Well, I think
and he's
her-
like, yeah, motherfucker.
I think her role was to keep the boxes separate. So I think the coaches were all in like their own boxes or whatever.
and he
like,
said, yeah, fuck your boxes.
yeah, she's much smaller than him and trying to.
And he went nuts.
She didn't know what to do. That was
Nuts.
the best part.
So yeah, he's definitely our Moxie guy of the
Well-
week because he
well-
just
Did you watch the
He did
training
Kim
video?
Mulkey.
Did you watch the training
Oh,
video
yeah,
of him
Vaxx.
training
No.
the girl? Okay, so he's like,
Oh, I didn't know this
they had
even
like
existed.
they went to like her pool when she was training, right? And he is screaming at her. He's like, "Do better! Well, do better! 2 seconds better! Do better! You were." This is a horrible Australian accent. He's like,
That was a
I don't know what that was.
I thought-
German, I think maybe.
or Japanese or
Sounds like a
Chinese.
greasy Italian over there.
Screaming at her. He's telling her, like, you were slower. You're slower than you were yesterday. You're slower than you were 10 minutes ago. Don't make me bring up Ledecky. I mean, this girl. I mean,
Jesus.
getting at it.
Yikes.
And you could just tell the bond that they had because she talked about it. Tibbetts talked about it. And, like,
Sounds like it's not a very
So,
good
she's in the
relationship.
water. Right?
but it got the best out of her.
Is she in the water? I think it'd be fun if he goes, I'll tell you what, Titus, I'm going to get a stingray and you can get the Steve Irwin treatment, y'all.
Perfect.
Good day.
That
Shrimp
guy,
on the
though,
Bobby.
big time Moxie.
Big time Moxie. So I don't know his name, so he's just the Australian swim coach in my eyes. Big time Moxie guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Always welcome in Baton Rouge. He'd fit in great.
Oh,
I think he would.
absolutely.
You know, he loves
Well,
hammering
we
beers.
needed a swim coach. We got one apparently. So
we?
apparently, yeah, we have a
Huge.
swim coach now. All right. So also we have our Foxy of the week.
Ooh, foxy lady.
All right.
This is all Sam.
Yeah, I googled what did
Hot Olympics.
2021
Perfect time.
Olympic
Big boobs,
hot
Ass.
athletics because I didn't put athletes.
butthole.
And this was a thing by the New York
Wow.
Post. This is some German track star. So
Alicia Schmidt is the
XXX.
name.
this is really a YouTube clip here.
Schmidt.
But Foxy of the Week, she's on the
Alicia Schmidt.
4x100 team for Germany, and she's the Foxy of the Week. So
Fucking Nazi.
I'm uncomfortable now.
So yeah, she was pretty attractive. Yeah, you told me to look her up. I looked her up.
I didn't say look her up. I just said I seen the article and a picture. I didn't say, hey Matt,
No,
look her
no,
up.
it
You
was-
took your own liberties and looked her up.
No, I think
I had
you
to
wanted
find
us
the right
to-
graphic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I
so
was scrolling through.
she's
Yeah.
our Foxy of the Week.
Had to find the
Now,
perfect picture.
staying on the Olympics, we have our old man take of the week.
Sure. Sure.
And you're gonna play the graphic, right? I mean,
Uh,
you're gonna play the sounder for it.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn. Did you hear me? I said get off my lawn.
Well, that sounds like
Get
shit.
off my lawn.
It's the old man taking the week.
And that looks like that guy saying it.
It was a good finish.
So old man take of the week will be Simone Biles because that's been the hottest topic of the Olympics so
Sure.
far. And Clay Travis is the one that's probably the most outspoken about this, right?
The
Saying
Rush
that,
Limbaugh of our time.
yeah. So basically, Simone Biles has completely quit on her team, and if she didn't want to compete, she could have had another player in their place. To me, that is the old man take of the week.
Sure.
She is like, when I say, like, I have never seen anybody jump, even men, like jump as high as she can off of like a platform or off of like the vault. She gets so much air that if she's like out of sorts and like not mentally like in the right zone, she could like, I mean, she could fucking die, bro.
Right. She
Like-
could easily break her neck if she like.
No doubt.
The fact that she there was one that last vault that she apparently she was supposed to do like
2.5. She did 1.5. Right.
that's right. So she caught herself mid jump. You're like, oh,
No.
1.5.
No,
That's
quit
bullshit.
acting. Quit acting like you follow the sport. Like she did 2.5, 1.5.
Oh no. He was
Oh,
like, yeah,
it's-
he knew it. He nailed it.
It's what I fucking read. Do you want me to say that? I will. I don't know gymnastics. It's what I fucking read.
So, but she was doing the
We're a football podcast,
she was
not a
doing the
gymnastics
flip,
podcast.
not flips. It was kind of like
It's a full
twist.
So
is
it's
what
a
she was
full.
doing.
You do.
Pirouette.
My sister did gymnasts for years.
Oh, everybody in your family's done some kind of fucking Olympic
Good
sport.
pick.
Dude,
All of a
she-
sudden,
She was
Bo Jackson chasers over there.
so she did for 15 years. She did level 10. She went to like regionals.
I don't know what that means.
So you go to like anyways, she was like one of the best in Alabama and then like went to qualify for like Southeast
Prove
Regional.
it.
So I went to all of gymnastics meets for years. So a 2.5 is where you or a full, right? A 2.5 full. So you flip, you do 2 back flips and you twist. So
Okay.
you do both.
Cool.
You're flipping and 360 at the same time.
okay.
Nice.
and she only did 1.5.
Yeah.
So apparently
does
she's
that take athleticism to like be doing a full and then decide that you're just
Yeah.
gonna like
changed
change
direction.
of course mid jump?
Imagine the
Yes.
body control.
That's insane.
It's like,
That reminds me of like when Tiger Woods, like when he would like
Right.
he would be about to hit and like right before he makes contact, he stops himself.
Sung JM.
Song JM, he did that too.
That's how he swings. He's like, or like he's.
Or he has like a hitch
Yeah.
or something like
Oh,
that.
But
okay.
it works.
Yeah, no, but Tiger would just like come to a complete stop sometimes. Like,
Well, and
just
so
wild athletes.
She stopped in the middle of the vault. Like she did 1.5 instead of doing the 2.5 like she was supposed to do, because she apparently got lost in the air and like was confused on where she was and apparently this is a thing with gymnastics. Like you can get lost in the air, you're looking up in the air and you're just trying to go off of muscle memory, I'm sure, but
Mhm.
she corrected herself and she actually landed that vault, but she like took a huge step. But the athleticism to just land it, and I talked to somebody that's a former gymnast about this too, and she was saying just for her to even land on her feet for that one was like
It seems crazy.
yeah, it's like that's how good of an athlete she really is, and that's why it's like okay, the difficulty of what she's doing, if her headspace isn't right,
yeah.
bro, it's not gonna be a good thing.
I
Mhm.
watched her in the qualifying.
Yeah, it wasn't
round,
good.
and she wasn't herself.
Like she was, she did the floor exercise where she would. Summer was wanting to watch them all too. Like she would bounce to land, and there was too many. Like it was too bouncy, and she would like fly off of the whole platform. She went off the stage on one of them too. So you could tell like things weren't right in her head even then.
And
but like to say that she's just like some quitter is, to me, it's a little much. Like, dude, there's other people. There's other people on this team.
I think it's not understanding the extent of the situation, because I think people are just saying like, oh well, she's just like, feeling a little sad.
You know, she's
or
also
something.
one of the girls who was with that Larry Nassar.
Yeah,
bullshit.
I know.
Like, dude, the fact that people are like hammering her on
Right,
this is
yeah.
like, nah, this is a little much.
That's bullshit.
Like, so I had a friend, you know him, but he actually told me that this could be like he has a theory that this is all a ploy for Simone Biles to get USA Gymnastics more mental health training for the gymnastics, for just USA Gymnastics. Like she's trying to be a leader
big
of
advocate.
the mental health side,
Huh.
and basically this is a whole front to get that done, and then she'll come back in 4 years and win the gold medal again.
That's going to be hard to do at 28.
Yes,
for
it
her.
will.
28 is going to be tough for her.
What else she got to do?
Talk about
Gymnastics.
the circle approach. That's an oval approach right there. That's not even like circle. That's
Like basically she's trying to like stick it to them and say, no, you're supposed to do this and you never did it, and like now's the time to make a stand and then come back, and then
can I ask? She couldn't
it'd
have
be
done,
3 years actually. 3 years.
She
for the
couldn't
next
have done that
Olympics.
in the qualifying.
What do you mean?
I
Like,
think.
I'm just not going to do the. I'm just
and
not
then
going.
come back for the team.
And then they're
No,
going to be
because
like,
it's
okay,
not-
we'll address it before you do the before the qualifying. She says, well, I'm just not going to do it because I'm not happy with how the.
You're
US
talking about with that this theory,
Yes.
this conspiracy
like
theory.
why didn't she do it in the qualifying instead of the show?
Because of the,
I guess if, like,
the
from an argumentative standpoint, I mean, I guess like maybe that's not a big enough stage to like.
yeah, that might be that
To-
might not be big enough
No,
to
but
get the
the-
attention that you need to get
The
on.
risk
Right.
is if you don't do anything, she's not going to the Olympics.
Mhm.
Sure, it's a fair point.
Oh well, no. So there was the trials
Yeah, like
where
the
she made it.
where you make the team. the
Yeah, but then there
qualifying.
was qualifying again.
I'm using the wrong vernacular.
right. Gotcha.
But like, yeah, the trial was to make the Olympic team.
That's definitely not big enough stage.
I think.
It's big enough if you
Sorry.
say if they don't do it, I'm not going to even try.
There's also the point though
Just
that
me.
like she might just be like, "Fuck them." Like
I think one of the biggest problems
this
that
is
a lot
like
of
one of the
people
most
had
corrupt.
was that
fucking-
that's one of them, man, bro.
That could be where
USA
she's coming
Gymnastics.
from,
I've
right?
seen enough documentaries on this bullshit that like there's a lot of bad shit going on for
Yeah.
USA Gymnastics, and it's been happening for a long time with the Carollis and all of. Anyway,
I think international sports in general are just like always going to be very corrupt.
So she also has a goat on her leotard. She made she made a goat, like an actual goat
Oh,
is
right,
on
right,
the
I saw
look.
that.
So she's like the greatest of all time. And so
That's what that stands for. I didn't know.
so a lot of people are saying, well, if you're the goat, then why are you quitting on the team? Is kind of that's the old man take of the week.
Sure. Yeah, I guess
It
you
is
could-
definitely the old man take of the week, in my opinion. I can't think of anything more.
I mean, do people say that about Jordan when he went and played baseball?
well, he still went and played though, right?
Huh?
Like he quit, but he was like, I'm quitting because my dad died and he always wanted me to play baseball.
Mental health break there.
It's a mental health thing.
No, but he
It's
went
like
and
kind of the
played
same thing.
baseball. Like he said, my
Yeah.
dad always wanted me to play baseball. I'm giving it a shot. I'm gonna go play baseball. Like he went and played.
Okay, but is that not an equally? Do you see what I'm saying though? Like,
No,
is
one
that-
of them just
that's-
quit and
that's-
decided she didn't want to play.
So
But
like,
that's
what
but
if she went?
is she
anything.
not coming from like an equal? Like where she's coming from is like
Her
similar
headspace is not right.
to like the. I don't know
I'm
how to
let
explain
me
what I'm saying here.
gotta think of a different a way to like another analogy. The Michael Jordan one to me
Well,
doesn't fit.
remember he played a game, I don't know, game 4 or 5 or 6 on Father's Day, and he cried in the locker room after he won it.
Was that the flu game?
No,
That was a different
I think
one.
that was. I don't know if it might have been when they played the Sonics that year.
Well, Brett Favre, after his dad died, he went on Monday Night
Quan
Football
Alexander.
and had like 6 touchdowns or something like that. So there's a lot of different ones where they went and played after, and
It turned
but
into like.
I
insane
can't think of
moments,
another.
sure.
I can't think of
Quan
another
Alexander.
example where they decided they didn't want to play.
Am I the only person who knows? Didn't like Quan Alexander? Someone in his family died from
That's
gun
right.
violence, and he had like 2 pick sixes or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
against Atlanta. I remember
Tampa.
that.
I think that happened.
He,
I
he
think
was playing
that
for Tampa.
Part of me
Julio
wants to say Simone
chasing down.
Biles quit, but also another part of me, it's like I was watching the Olympics. My mom and I talked about this before Biles even stopped. It's like she's been on our television so much, and during the qualifying for the Olympics or and the trials, it was all about her. It wasn't about her team.
Yeah.
There's cameras always in her face, and like the media props up people. Like NBC has been propping up Biles to be something that she's not. She's a gymnast. Like, let her do gymnastics. Don't make her have to sell. Like, I know she makes money off this, but I feel like she's getting exploited in a way to be.
Mm-hmm.
And like she doesn't want this. All she wants to do is go and be good at gymnastics. She doesn't want the cameras in her face all the time, but they're being shoved down her throat. And so when it comes time to perform, when she should lock in, which again, I kind of think it's like you're a gymnast, like you're the best in the world, like lock in on the gym floor, like do your thing. But also it's like get the cameras out of her face. Let the girl be a 24-year-old who's good at gymnastics and quit trying to make her something she's not.
She doesn't make any money without the cameras.
Sure, but they don't have to be all about her.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think
That's the duality of it.
Well, I heard Michael Phelps talking about this today or yesterday, and because it was such a big story, and they were talking to him about, okay, you were the face of the Olympics, the last couple of Olympics, and what is that pressure like? And he's like, man, I'm just telling y'all, it's just you feel like, and I think she said the same thing, like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and it can do a lot of, like, it could shake you up. And like if you're dealing with something like this where everything is so technical,
right,
in everything that you're doing, and like one little, it's all I thought of it as like getting the yips, like playing golf. Like that's what that was the analogy that I was thinking of, was like when you're trying to like chip and like all of a sudden it just shanks off to the side,
Right,
and like
and
you
you-
just can't figure it
if
out.
you
can't
want to go
explain
back
what-
to the
what you're
golf,
doing
like
wrong.
when you go to hit that shot that you're kind of unsure about, like you're like, I don't really know what I want to do. If you're not committed to the shot, you're gonna mess it up. Like the same thing in gymnastics. If you're not 100%, you know exactly what you're gonna do. It ain't gonna work. If you're 10% scared, it's too
Right.
late.
But it's
Right.
not only like you have the yips, but
I'm
it's also
I'm
like
doing the yips.
you have the yips and you were just about to win the Masters.
Well, and I'm about to chip, but
Right.
at the same time, I'm actually flipping upside down in the air at the same time.
Right? Yeah.
That's the analogy.
I said the only way I could get my body to do that if I get in a car crash, which like I hope not, but like there's no way I could get myself to flip twice.
There's no way. I mean, some of the things that they do is ridiculous. The men too, like the men gymnastics. Man, some of the things that they do.
There are competitions they do that the women like can't just because of upper body strength, like the
The
rings.
The rings and the
Yeah.
pommel
Oh, right,
horse
the
too.
rings.
The palm horse. Oh my gosh.
I know. We did a film for a commercial at a gymnastics studio, and I got on a pommel horse, and I was trying to do something. I was like, I can't even get on this fucker. Like these guys are flipping around doing all this stuff. There's no way.
So are we thinking that that's not a sport, even with 4 years of intense training?
No, pommel horse, no way. I saw a guy one time when I was playing pee wee football. It was this old guy, and he would do like stretches and all kinds of stuff like on the field, and he could pick himself up with one hand, his entire body with one hand, and it was like I had never seen anybody do that at the time. Now you can see people doing that stuff all the time, but how can you ever do that? Like your own body weight.
Yeah, I don't know. With one arm?
No.
No. I couldn't. That's
All
fine.
right. So big shout out to a couple other sponsors. Bear Process Safety, Adam Barry. Need to get back in touch with Adam. We were actually talking about playing golf last weekend. Didn't work. So Bear Process Safety is doing a lot of work in Baton Rouge. Go check them out. BearProcessSafety.com. Also, courtesy Buick GMC. Brandon Lejean over there. He's pumping out new deals all the time on Facebook. So check them out on Facebook. Follow Brandon on Facebook too. He's got a lot of different deals that he posts for used car. And he had a brand new Denali that just literally came in, and he was like, I think it sold in like 3 hours. So if you follow
Well, he
Brandon
was
on
going to
Facebook,
give it away to the first person that retweets our next
well,
tweet.
I told him
he was going to do that. But
I
then he
told
sold
him
it
that
so
that
fast.
was one that I was thinking about trading in mine and getting a new one, and it had already sold. And I was like, oh, well, okay.
I just
Anyway.
spilled my beverage, Matt. Sorry.
In the Courtesy Automotive Group studio. So we appreciate it, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up. There's not a whole lot this week, but next week, stay tuned. We're going to do a football preview, and we have a lot of things in the works for One Team Media. The oneteammedia.com will be up and loaded by the end of this week, I believe. And we have all of our podcasts on there. We have right now 9 podcasts in our group.
In a blog.
And we have a blog, Biscuits and SEC.
Yeah.
We'll make a couple of posts about those, but go and follow One Team Media 1 on Instagram, and also One Team Media on Twitter as well. So go follow both of those if you can. We would appreciate that. And then you can always reach out to us at One Team One Pod on Instagram and Twitter. And we have our Facebook as well. So we appreciate everybody joining us tonight. For me, Jack, Sam, and intern Jude in the house.
Hey, Mom.
Wave. Hey, say hello to your mom.
Hey, Mom, Dad, Hayden,
What's your mom's name?
Kelly,
Hey, Kelly.
Ann. That's her middle.
Kelly Ann?
Yes, Kelly Ann.
You call her Kelly Ann?
No, I call her Mom.
Okay.
Should I call her
I
Kelly
can call her
Ann?
Kelly
I'm
Ann?
not a Sigmund Freud patient here. buddy.
if Miss Kellyanne made it through the beginning 3 minutes of this
I'm
podcast to
so
this
sorry.
point,
I'm so sorry.
then she is a trooper.
She is a trooper. We need to get her on.
Yeah.
Sure. I would love to talk to Kelly Ann.
Appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. It has been One Team, One Podcast.
Logan out.